again and welcome. Today we have a new book. Today's book is The Dopamine Nation by Anna Lembke. Anna Lembke is a medical director of Stanford Addiction Medicine, and in this book, the writer is going to outline why and how our society encouraged us to overindulge in pleasurable activities. She explains the risks of this overindulgence and how to manage our dopamine addiction. She overviews the addiction potential of everything from food and drugs to gambling, and ways to reduce this consumption. She also shows the levels and the lenses that we can reach to in the favor of pursuing our happiness. What are the effects of an addictive behavior? The payoff for any addictive behavior is through a chemical brain transmitter which is called dopamine. Dopamine is a state of wanting more than liking. So we are craving for something, we need something more than we're just liking it. In nowadays world, we have transferred world from scarcity to overwhelming abundance, where everything is available, from food, drugs, news, gaming, apps, social media, and many more. And of course, there are many types of addiction, like YouTube addiction, texting addiction, Facebook addiction, TikTok addiction, drugs addiction, and many more. At the modern age, dopamine addiction is, of course, the smartphone. The smartphone is an addiction that activates the digital dopamine in brain 24/7. The writer shows how our brain processes both pain and pleasure. There is a relation between both. Your mind has to be in a state that can balance between both pain and pleasure. But when you become a dopamine addiction, then you are having the pleasure more than the pain. So that is not an equal balance. Your mind started working of how to make yourself happy more than of how to make yourself have the pain of getting rid of this addiction. And most of the time, our addiction comes because we feel loneliness, sadness, have bad memories, boredom, or even having a lot of free time. These are factors that help us be more close to being addicted or victims for addiction, and especially the dangerous feelings like being lonely or depressed. These are the feelings that when we try to reach the nearest dopamine addiction and stick to it because we feel lonely, we don't have someone to talk to, or even we don't have something to do. Most of us, after discovering that we are being addicted or have the dopamine addiction, sometimes our brain try to get rid or stop dopamine addiction. But the harder and the more you try, the more you become addicted, because you have that feeling of craving, or you are even wanting, you are in the need of something. So this way, you are making yourself more addicted to the things that you want to prevent yourself from. Now, how to manage dopamine addiction? Well, luckily, the writer here says a way to get rid or to treat dopamine addiction, and that is by dopamine fasting. We know that in our daily life, fasting is a good thing for our health. It makes our body more effective and more healthy, even though it's a little painful. But just like a man in a training or a man who's addicted to the gym, just like going to the gym, we sometimes having that crave to go to the gym. Maybe we feel a little tired, maybe it's painful, but we know that the results at the end is going to be terrific. So is the same with dopamine fasting. Dopamine fasting is preventing yourself from holding your mobile phone or from your addiction for at least a month to recover and to try to find a solution. And this way, we can restore our pain and pleasure level to get to its normal level. In this way, by dopamine fasting, we help our mind to restore the balance between both of them, between having pleasure and between having pain. The writer proves that this technique or dopamine fasting have made clear outcomes with patients they tried to treat. And those may depend on some factors, like if there are some diseases, kind of sadness or depression behind being addicted. Writes that there are some patients who need less than 4 weeks to recover from dopamine addiction, and others who need far longer. And she stresses that medical treatment addiction is important for drug-addicted people. Finally, she urges the readers to immerse themselves with the lives that they are given, to try to treat life as it is, because there are some times in life when we will feel depressed, sad, bored, lonely, and other bad memories. But we have to stop running from them and instead to stop, turn around and face them. Try to find solutions to solve them instead of running away from them. Whatever it is that faces you, that makes you have those feelings like depressed, sad, mad, or even lonely and broken, we have to face those feelings. Because not everything in life is positive. Of course, you will have bad times just as much as you have good times when you feel happy. So, you have to find ways to get out of it instead of using some kind of a device or pill to get out of it. This is the end of our book today and our episode. Bye and see you next time.